Natalie first noticed the unusual sight of a cat seemingly hugging a small puppy while walking past a quiet alley one chilly afternoon. At first, it looked like an adorable display of animal affection, and she couldn't help but smile. But as the days went by, she realized this was no ordinary cuddle. The cat's eyes followed every movement around them, its body tense, as though guarding the little one from unseen danger. The puppy, meanwhile, seemed lethargic and frail, barely lifting its head. Concern grew in Natalie's heart, and one Sunday morning she decided to act. Approaching them slowly, she offered a can of tuna to the cat, hoping to distract it. While the feline ate, Natalie carefully scooped up the puppy and began running toward help, only to hear the sound of rapid paw steps behind her. The cat was chasing, not attacking, but refusing to let its companion out of sight. The situation was more complicated than Natalie had imagined. Being a Sunday, veterinary clinics were closed, and the only place open was the city's animal control center. Clutching the trembling puppy, she made her way through crowded streets, weaving between startled pedestrians. In her rush, she stumbled and fell, losing her grip on the pup. Panic surged as she scanned the area, until a passerby named Bob came to her aid. Together, they spotted the puppy hiding under a parked car, shielded once again by the same determined cat. This time, Natalie realized just how deep their bond ran. She decided not to scare the animals by forcing them out. Instead, she called animal control and insisted they use food instead of nets or poles. When the officers arrived, they laid out small dishes of tuna and soft food, keeping their movements slow and calm. Minutes passed, feeling like hours, until finally, the puppy crawled forward, tempted by the smell. With gentle hands, an officer picked him up, while another secured a small carrier. Natalie breathed a sigh of relief as the puppy was placed safely inside. The cat, however, still lingered under the car, its sharp gaze fixed on Natalie. Something told her the cat didn't just want food, it wanted trust. She sat on the curb, speaking softly, until the feline cautiously approached. To her surprise, the cat rubbed its head against her knee, purring faintly. Natalie took this as a sign. She opened her bag, placed some food inside, and carried the cat home, where it met her resident cat, Cinnamon. That night, the newcomer, whom she named Angel, curled up on a blanket as if it had always belonged there. The next morning, her phone rang. It was animal control. The puppy, now identified as having been poisoned, had survived the night but would need weeks of careful care. Without hesitation, Natalie offered to foster him, already imagining him safe and warm under her roof. She prepared a soft bed, nutritious food, and a basket of toys. When she arrived to pick him up, she was astonished to see Angel waiting nearby, as though unwilling to let her friend go alone. Natalie brought them both home. The puppy, whom she named Warrior, took to his new environment slowly, still weak but clearly comforted by Angel's presence. Over the next few weeks, Warrior's strength returned, and he began to explore, play, and even chase Cinnamon around the living room. Angel remained the ever-watchful guardian, often curling up beside Warrior at night or gently grooming his fur. What started as a tense, chaotic street rescue had blossomed into a household full of warmth and companionship. Months later, Natalie reflected on that fateful Sunday. What she had thought was just an odd sight in an alley had led to an unbreakable bond between three animals and herself. Angel, the fierce protector, Warrior, the brave survivor, and Cinnamon, the curious host, had formed a little family where trust and love thrived. And Natalie knew that saving them hadn't just changed their lives, it had changed hers, too.